Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. So, last time we streamed a video, I was with JM and we were talking about a bunch of Svengali stuff, and a bunch of you hit me up saying it was really cool and you wanted us to do a bunch more live streams. So I took that idea and I'm running with it a little bit. I still don't know exactly what this is. We're starting something. It's going to be very fresh, and we're still not sure what it is. But it is called The Show for now. And I was thinking of inviting some people that are creative, inspirational, motivational, some people that could spread positivity with me out into the world, with you guys. And because it's a live stream, you guys can comment and we can have a lot more conversations. So today, I have a good friend of mine, and I'm trying this out for the first time again. Remember, if anything goes wrong, you guys need to let us know. But today I have Mr. FADI'S Shami with me for the live stream. We're going to be talking about his music. We're going to be talking about graphic design. We're going to be talking about his, history that was kind of crazy. And I'm trying, if you could tell, to bring some production value to this live stream and not just have it, on a phone and hang out by ourselves. So, having said that, we have an intro. Mr. FADI'S Shami, what is up?
Yo, what's up, Adnan? How's it going, man?
If you guys out there can hear us and see us properly, just give it a thumbs up or let us know in the comments, because, like I said, we're just trying things out for the very first time, and it's interesting. How do you feel, Fadi? How does it look? By the way, Fadi designed this craziness over here.
It actually feels super good, man.
Is it working out for you?
Yeah, it's perfect. I like how it's like. It's fun. I'm sure, man. You always take things to the next level, and I'm so proud of what you're doing. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool.
So, like I said, this is still the very first episode, and Ahmed Gamil Gamal says, all Gucci. Thank you, brother, for tuning in. So, let's talk about inspiration and what keeps us going. First of all, let's kick things off with you giving us a background on who you are.
How to start? Where to start? I don't know to start. I started graphic design. I started in university, and this is my daily job right now. It was a hobby. It was really cool. As you know, back in the days when we first met, we started going through these things, and it was quite interesting trying to exchange ideas creatively. I love it. It's a good job. It's a great job. It's fun. You can go crazy as much as you want. And on the side, for those who don't know, I am the guitarist and the co-founder of the band Aramaic in Dubai. We've done a few records / EPs, etc. There's new stuff coming up soon, and my favorite part that I'm talking to you right now is, just going strolling back memory lane and thinking how we started together as well in Svengali, which is a different story. Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, judging by where I used to live in Lebanon, it wasn't much of a place where you can do a lot of stuff. I don't want to go more into those details. People who know Lebanon, they know what kind of criteria it goes under. So the way out has always been music and art. grabbing a pencil and start scratching to genuinely just enrolling in a graphic design university and getting the Bachelor of Art, which was the starting point of thinking outside the box, trying to do something new, something different. And funny enough, that door got open and it actually led me to got myself deeply into music, because I found out that, okay, graphic design is cool, it's fun, it's crazy, but it's not crazy enough to whatever I need to, I need to express myself. So the way out was starting with the idea of art, but then art took a different form and it became music for me. And this is now is my genuine way out. It's the sole purpose of I can relax and let things out.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to not cut you off, but sorry to point this out. Ahmed and Sandy are both saying Adnan's side is silent. Let us know if it works now. I think it was muted, but it should be back. So I'm going to pass the question off to everyone watching. Let me know what drives you. What drives you to make art or do, like, what is it that fills your soul, if I may be so bold? Like, what's the creative output and what keeps it going for you guys? So, like I said, we're still trying this out. We're still trying to figure things out. So I might have
your vocals are on.
I might have messed up a couple of technical things, but it should be back now. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, awesome. Sandy's saying now I can hear you. So Fadi,
what about you, man? Before you jump into, tell me about you, man. Tell me about what keeps you going, what makes you create what you create.
I think what keeps me going is the idea of connecting with people, right? Like, and I like making music and videos that truly like connect with someone. If one song or one video changes someone's mood or changes someone's day somehow, if someone's feeling, even if it changes it to the worst, even if someone hates the song or hates the video, the idea of someone the idea of something I created changing someone's mood is kind of what pushes me to keep going. Obviously, I try to make them all positive, but sometimes that just doesn't work out. But that
totally agree with you. Yeah.
That was kind of the idea, even back when we were in Svengali. When you were in Svengali, it was always try to push positivity and like that unity vibe. And this is kind of what I'm doing with this page. What's up, Abud? Abud just signed in.
Yo, man.
That's kind of what I'm doing with this page and this tribe, is try to get a bunch of people from around the world who just want to talk about creativity and output some positive stuff into the world, and put them all in one place.
That sounds great. So let's talk Bengali.
All right.
Those are fun ones.
Yeah, we had I have a couple of photos here from those days of Fadi on stage with us in Svengali. We played a bunch of shows together around the UAE, and I think the creative process for those were very different to anything else we've had or experienced since, because it was a very impulsive creative process. The writing was basically daily. We'd write, record, and forget the song in a single day, which I don't think happens very often, and is not how we're doing it this time around, for sure.
The good days when we were skinny.
Oh yeah. Before Tara started making bread. For those that don't know, Tara has a Instagram page where she is baking and cooking and stuff like that. I'll link it in the description at the end of the stream. But she's been baking bread, and it's been very, very interesting because I've been eating all the bread.
Very yummy.
Yeah.
I still want to get that recipe though.
Absolutely. I'll have her send it over to you. Like, tell me, what do you remember growing up? Like, who were your influences? What are some of the things that made you go, you know what? I want to draw. I want to do design. I want to make music. Who are some of the people that like really hit you in terms of inspiration?
Um, my art story was vivid, was weird. Usually, when you grow up, you look at paintings and artists, and you'll be like, "Yeah, I like this style, and I want to try this." I didn't have I didn't know how to reach that because there was no means for getting things like this. It was literally graffitis on the wall. When you're sitting in Beirut and on the wall, people are just doing their own paintings, their own graffiti. And you start looking at it and you get interested and attached by those, like the brush strokes and what I didn't know what brush stroke was at that time. And through that phase, when I think, was 9, my cousin came over once and he had the Sharp double cassette that everybody knows at that time. And he's like, okay, check this out. I was just submerged by listening to Arabic music because that was the vibe at that time. And this is the environment and the community. And he starts playing without telling me anything. He's just like, listen to this. This is super scary, super hard. And it's English. It's called heavy metal. I'm like, okay, I have no idea. So I was, sitting on the edge of the bed and you hear that huge train sound kicks in. And then the unforgettable sound of Unforgiven. The guitar starts and
So
like, okay,
Unforgiven was your
and now
first
it's calming.
experience of metal song.
Yeah. It was that album in its entirety. Because at that time you can't just have what's new all the time. So you get like 6, 7 generation cassette, and sometimes it cuts halfway through, and there's somebody's mom who's shouting in the background when they're re-recording and stuff like that. But it was the Black Album. It was Metallica.
The OG tape trade days.
Yeah. And you have to go to the printing shop, do a black and white copy when they used to come with the lyrics and everything. And I got hooked. I got hooked from that song. It stayed on repeat, I think, for like a year. For a good year, that was the only tape that I had.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Straight Graffiti and The Unforgiven by Metallica are to blame for everything you've outputted since then.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
would you say growing up in the environment you did in Lebanon made you or attracted you to like the heavier stuff, or does that have nothing to do with it?
No, it definitely has. It did get into my head for a certain point because having that much stress and pressure. I don't want to turn it into a sad thing, but life was not super good and super easy or chill at that time. So you needed to scream, but you couldn't. You're not gonna stand on the street and start screaming and making trouble. And I wasn't the kind of the bad guy down the street having fights with people and stuff. So I was just like on my own, just sitting at home, chilling and doing my stuff.
Yeah.
It was the best way out. When you start listening to these songs step day by day, every moment it's stuck in your head. It just calms you down more. And this was a study that was made 3 years ago, and they show the brainwave of somebody that's listening to metalhead, a metalhead that's listening to metal, and a rapper that's listening to rap and R&B, etc. The brainwaves, what we listen to, makes us more calm. Funny enough.
All right.
You're listening to somebody, just breaking tefal pans on top of your head. That makes you calm more than somebody who's probably half naked.
We'll need to fact check that before we put a link in the description. But I just wanted to say off to the people watching, what genre of music do you guys listen to, and what do you find? What kind of music drives you to work, or like how some people say EDM gets them through the gym, or this kind of classical music gets them through work and stuff like that. Let me know what genre drives you through what activity. And I also want to just say, what up, Gorgon? Thank you for tuning in. He says, how is you? Oh no, he's talking.
Oh yeah,
he's talking to Sandy.
Yeah.
Well, I am fine, Gorgon. Thank you for asking.
Get a room, you two. Get a room.
All right, man. So
yeah. What about you? Hit me up. I don't think I've ever asked you that question.
Which is what?
How did it start?
How did making videos start?
How did metal first start, and then how did making videos?
Well, for me, I grew up in Australia. The first kind of experience I had with anything heavy was this band called Silverchair, that are Australian grunge band. And I heard they had an album called Freak, I believe, or Freak Show but they had a song called Freak, and I saw the video and heard that for the first time, and it was like the most intense thing I've ever seen, and I don't know what it is about that song that got me attracted, and I started kind of researching what it was. I mean, researching, it wasn't really like I was looking up on the internet or anything. I just waited for the next week when the videos were playing just to see who else was being played around it. But that was basically it. That was the first song that got me into it, and I think I bought an acoustic guitar. And then when we moved from Australia to Qatar, which is where I did high school and stuff like that, I tried to start. I couldn't play guitar to save my life, but tried to start little bands here and there, and we bought a drum set. I tried to play drums for a while, and I liked the part where we made or wrote the music. I didn't really care what instrument I played. I didn't really care what the output was. I just wanted to create something from nothing to have a product, which I still do to this day. I love writing music more than anything else.
What was the reason that put a camera in your hand?
The camera was because growing up in Qatar, I grew up with a friend of mine called Ahmed Sharif, who, if you guys go way back with me, we had a channel called That Guy in Head. Do you remember that, Fadi?
Yeah, of course. I remember that.
We had a channel on YouTube called That Guy in Head where we just did like comedy sketches and stuff.
You mean something like an interview in a bathroom in a bar?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that actually happened. We interviewed Fadi. Am I pointing in the right direction? Yeah, yeah. We interviewed Fadi and his old band in a bathroom because it was too loud outside. So we did some crazy things like that. But that's how it started. That's how making videos started. And then I started falling in love in like telling stories and documentaries and stuff like that. And that's kind of where I started focusing all my energy. And it's been a cool ride.
You know, when talking about a cool ride and talking about history, I just remembered. You remember the first time you called me when we started writing for Svengali?
That's a cool story. You should tell that story. How the whole EP started.
I'm gonna start from the corridor. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
That's the main thing that started. I think it was I think it was like 2012ish, something like this. I was just writing some riffs back in those days. I was living on my own, and of course, all our friends used to come over to chill over the weekend. And I think it was Hayyan's birthday one night, where we went out, partied, came back to my place at 5 o'clock in the morning. We ran out of booze, so we found a bottle of rosé wine, and everybody was crashing in a studio apartment. There was 6 people or 7 people at that night. What happened then is the shisha thing happened, and we opened the bottle of wine, and we sat in the corridor, you and me. Started talking about music and about art and about what you want to do for Svengali. And it was the beginning of the idea, oh, Misho is here as well, since Misho is listening. It was when we started Aramaic. I was just showing you the logo and stuff like this. Yeah, Raz, no man, I don't drink alcohol. I drink Tamil Hindi sometimes, and it's quite chill. So yeah, we sat there and we started talking about this. I think 1 week after that, you came over, and we tried to play around, and you tried to tell me like, okay, so you only know how to write death metal and doom metal if you try to do this and that, shift this, play this a little bit faster, and that's hardcore to you. And then I think after a couple of months, I'm working in a company, and I was working offsite in a restaurant. I didn't really love that job so much. I received a phone call from Adnan. He's like, do you want to record vocals? I'm like, what? Vocals for what? He's like, record vocals for Svengali. I'm like, sure. When? He's like, now. I'm like, okay. 20 minutes later, we met at FADI'S house, and we recorded.
Just bailed on work and came over.
And I kept bailing until we finished the EP, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to show up for like an hour or two in the office, and then, sorry guys, I'm sick.
Yeah. Let's go to some comments because it's piling up. I'm missing a lot.
Yeah.
Judy says, classic rock, but the heavy metal you present has enhanced my repertoire. Thank you, Judy. I'm glad you like the heavy metal stuff we do. I remember you digging the energy a lot. Um, what else is there? Abud says, "How's the quarantine with you guys? Please do keep safe inside." Absolutely, we've been in quarantine for a couple of weeks now, um, and it's been good, man. Dubai is taking it pretty seriously, and they're like cleansing the streets and doing everything they can from the government side. So it's pretty cool. We're doing our part. Um, oh yeah, Adnan, was it first show? Was it the first show I came there? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Was it the first show Svengali played? I think that's what you're talking about.
I think that was the first show. Yeah, he came down.
Yeah,
I remember he came and hung out with us. Yeah, yeah.
Ben is in the house. What's up, Ben? Thank you for tuning in. Just tuned in. What sorcery is this? Ben, this is the result of the last stream that you were a part of. A lot of people wanted to see more of this, so I'm trying out this idea. I'm calling it the show for now, just to see how everything runs smoothly. I'm trying to add some production value to the live stream, and hopefully, if you guys dig it, we can do it like one person a week or something. Bring some guests in, talk about inspiration and motivation and their backgrounds, and try to push positivity and talk about some cool things that people are doing. I like highlighting people that are doing cool things in the world. When I see you, I'm at the band. Yes, it is Abud, exactly. Especially when I post a pic of my Jeep with your band logo. Yeah, Abud had a massive Svengali symbol on his Jeep in Bahrain, which I remember at the time like completely blew us away. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So there are some new people in the chat. Ben says, "Awesome, bro. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know if you're hearing us and seeing us okay. We're just testing out. This is the first episode, testing out everything that comes to you through this magic of the internet, and hopefully it all works out fine. For the guys that missed the intro, I'm calling it the show. If you guys have a better name, please tell me. It's just the show on Facebook now. So what do you think, Fadi? How's it going so far?
No, it seems to be super cool, man. I love the fact that people are just joining in, watching, commenting, and I can see this happening very often and going quite big actually. It's good to just chat now. We cannot see each other face to face, and why not when we share it with everybody
That's
else?
basically how the idea for the first stream with JM started. We wanted because of the quarantine, we couldn't play a show. We couldn't do a lot of the stuff that we wanted to with Svengali, and we also couldn't meet each other physically, even though he lives down the road from me. So we thought of trying to figure out how to do a live stream together from two different places. So that's how this became a thing. I figured out how to do the live stream on the software with Skype, and because of that, I got a lot of messages on my page saying, that was cool. Let's do it more often, because it is an interactive thing. Everyone's commenting. We could see it right away. We could talk to each other about it, and yeah, I'm just stoked that we can even do this with technology. It took me like 2 days of reading to figure out how to do this stuff. So I'm stoked that it's actually happening.
Yeah, imagine actually there was no internet while we were stuck in quarantine. That would have been
Yeah,
funny.
it would have been very creative, I think. I don't know. What would you guys do without internet in quarantine? Let us know in the comments. We're reading all of them. Fran says, "Yep, can hear you both loud and clear. Thank you very much for tuning in, sir. This is awesome. I'm stoked that a lot of people are here. By the way, listened to the new album and loved it from Aboud. Thank you, sir. I'm really stoked you do. You've been supporting the band for a very long time, and it always feels good that you like the new stuff just as much as the old stuff. It always means the world to us."
Okay, well, that question of yours actually made a good response. Ahmad Munir, bury myself in a ditch. Sandy, no internet equal kill myself. You gotta check Raz out.
Katie and I play chess when we don't have internet. All right, that's cool.
That's
Chess
a
is cool.
cool one.
Tara tried to get me to do a 1,000-piece puzzle, and God knows that didn't work out well. I don't have the attention span for it.
Don't even get me on puzzles. me and Nicole wifey, we got so excited because we did one puzzle which was 1,000 pieces, and we thought it was really complicated because it was the old map of the world. And we thought, yeah, it's fun. We've done it in 2 days and a half, and we got it. It's hanging on top of my head right now. I was like, okay, let's go more creative. And she's Italian. I love Da Vinci, so we got the Vitruvian Man puzzle, 1,000 pieces. We've got the Mona Lisa, 1,000 pieces. All I can say is, yep, none of them is done yet. It's been over 2 months now. She almost finished one of them. She almost finished the Vitruvian Man, and then our cat Zeus was parkouring all over the house, and he stepped on it, and he just dropped it down.
So
we spent one of the nights just counting puzzle pieces.
For those just tuning in, I just saw a bunch of new people tuned in. We're talking about what would you do with your time if you don't have internet during this quarantine period that everyone's going through, and some of the answers are just getting crazier and crazier. No net, I'll be on my bed sleeping, from Aboud. Sandy says, play with my cats, organize my room, read books, and do crazy makeup looks. That's good. That's creative. But
Sandy, you can organize your room every day. You don't have to lack the internet, by the way. It's just something that people do every day.
Maybe reorganize her room. Aboud says, or playing Cards Against Humanity. That'll be cool. I mean, Cards Against Humanity is a fun game for sure.
Jam wants to write more music, I guess. I guess Laura is going to love that. Yeah. I've been checking her stories every day. She's having so much fun with it. Talking about, I'm going to interrupt you here before I lose my train of thought. Aboud was talking about the new record of Svengali. Since I was listening to a few of the stuff, what do you think you're going next? Where are you going next with the band?
Where are we going?
Like, what is the feedback from people? What do you think, the guys think you're going?
Well, for me personally, I think we want to play live. That's kind of, I know James and Josh and Ali are all on the same train. We want to put all our eggs in the live basket and travel the world and play. Obviously, there's a little speed bump in our plan after the release of the album, but that's still our goal. I think we just want to play abroad as much as possible. There's a lot of people in the chat, in the comments that are from all over the world, and I'd love to be able to be like, yo guys, today we're in Chicago, come out. Today we're in Germany, come out, and meet a lot of the tribe face to face.
That's I think that's every musician's dream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you put your heart and soul into your music, and you want to see it flourish at the end of the day. You want to see a good.
Speaking of art and music, I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the Aramaic album coming up and the artwork that you did, which I'm going to pull up on screen now.
The album has been in the making since end of July 2015. We had a few riffs that we liked. We didn't actually expose them more, and then when we settled down from the EP and the single and all the shows that we played in the beginning, we wanted to start focusing on the next step. So the upload, started in July. I went to FADI'S, started tracking down the guitars, and he was doing his good job and great job as usual with drums. We put the orchestrations together, and we moved forward from there step by step. And you always go back and forth with your songs to make sure that they are strong and they're powerful enough and they deliver the right message. Serge, at that time, he was working on his vocals. Ahmed took care of the solos and the lead guitars, and Misho was on bass as usual. And the writing process was fun because there was part of me, part of the other members of the band. We put ideas together. So it was like a good mishmash. And then we just decided to kind of, okay, we're not going to move to the next phase, which is what we're doing now. We started releasing a few singles, and that's going to be the case. The album is not going to be out until almost end of summer, because the plan is we want people to enjoy the tracks that we are going to be releasing as singles more, let it soak in rather than just drop a big album out of a sudden. and I want each song to get what it actually deserves, because we've spent a lot of time. There was a lot of hard work on this record, and we are super excited because it's an elevated version of whatever people know of Aramaic compared to the EP or the single. And we have been playing a few of those tracks in our live shows for the past 2 to 3 years, and I'm sure people are getting accustomed to it. They're liking it. You can see the crowd interaction. As you asked me about the
Which,
artwork,
by the way,
was done by.
a lot of people are saying Sandy says sick artwork, which says that should be on the T-shirt and a huge poster. Sandy says yes, that would make a sick T-shirt. So yeah, let's jump into the artwork. Let me know what your guys'
Yeah.
thought process was and how you got that result out.
Damn. Okay, so the conversation started, I think, once we were at Serge's house, me, Misho, and Serge and Ruba, his wife, and we started discussing what could be the idea of the album artwork. And we said we want to go mythical, ancient, but at the same time, it has a modern touch to it, because technically the lyrics of Aramaic are what happened in the past. It's not a storytelling, but it also matches a lot of things that are happening in our day-to-day life. If you dig deep into the lyrics, you would figure out some other hidden meanings into there, which is quite interesting. We got a few books from Ruba about symbology and mythological creatures, the ancient deities, etc., etc. And from there, we matched the characters that are in the songs, because each one of our songs mainly speaks about a character or a king, or and we put those ideas together. I've done a huge research in those books, and I spoke with a guy called John from Greece. He's a vocalist of a band called Foray Between Ocean. Check them out; they're really cool guys. And he's a really good artist. He did recently the latest merchandise for Septic Flesh. He did the Anubis T-shirt. If you guys check it out, it's really sick. I got in touch with him. I sent him all my ideas. I sent him every symbol and every concept that we've came up with, and I just left it for him, because, as I always believe from myself, let the designer design. If he has his idea, if he has an own implementation, he might open a door that you wouldn't. And funny enough, we got a really beautiful artwork. It was deep, meaningful. It covered up all the 8 tracks, actually, in the album. So if I'm gonna break it down, which I'm not gonna do now, but if I break down all the elements that you see on the album cover are related to the songs.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I hate to say, we've hit that 30-minute mark, which I think is a good place for us to stop.
Yes.
We will be
Absolutely.
back with Fadi at some point in the future. I want to pass the question off to everyone watching now. What do you guys think of the quality of the video? Can you guys hear us, see us? Everything that will help us build this show. It's called The Show. For now, also, if you have any suggestions in terms of title, let me know who else you'd like to see come on and talk for half an hour with me. Given the technology now, anyone with a phone, anyone with a laptop. I mean, Fadi, you're on your phone right now, right?
Yeah.
Anyone with a phone and a Skype account, we could definitely have on. Joy just joined. Hi, Joy, again. I'm so sorry. Last time you came in a little too late to the stream, and right now we're just signing off. But we'll keep this one up for sure, so you can rewatch the whole thing, and it'll stay on the page for as long as possible. And let us know how everything was. Let us know if you dig it. Thank you, Fadi, so much for being my first guest.
Thank you, Adnan. Thank you guys for dialing in. Actually, that was really cool to see comments, to see people interacting. And yeah, we're looking forward to see you guys again very soon.
And everything we talked about will be available in the description of this video after the stream ends. So if you want to check out FADI'S band, if you want to check out any of the stuff we talked about, they're all going to be in the description. Thank you guys for tuning in, and check this out. We even have an outro.